So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Easy Conversations. Thanks a lot to everyone who listened to the last episode featuring the homie Matt and I. I hope you enjoyed listening to us give our rundown on the X-Men cinematic universe, and I hope you got a chance to catch up on X-Men 97. Hopefully, we didn't spoil too much there for those who haven't seen it. So now for episode 136 of Easy Conversations. I'm extremely excited, of course, to be back in the studio virtually with the homie Matt. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day right now. Really excited for tonight's episode because of our guest. We had him on recently, but who knew we'd have him on back so soon? But I don't care because it's always a great time. So, Eric, why don't you tell everybody who we have tonight?
Who knew? Not me. Definitely not me. But I was not about to say no to my brother Zach, making his actual 7th appearance on the pod. When last time I misspoke, it was his 6th. Now it's his 7th. Extremely happy to hear him say he wanted to come back on so quickly after being on already. Crushed it every other 6 times, so it'll be no different tonight. So I'll bring it on for the 7th time, my bro Zach Salloum. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Couldn't hold me back. Just had to come back. It's only been about a couple of weeks since I've done this, but you know what? Such a great time hashing it out with my bro and my cousin Matt. So love coming out here. Love discussing about whatever it is we're talking about. And let's get this going. Let's go again. Here we go.
Yes,
Cheers.
sir. Cheers indeed. Super happy to have you on, Zach. And Matt, welcome back. We'll just start off right there. You just had a big trip overseas, over in London town. So that's kind of where the idea spawned from. So for this episode, we're going to be talking about different fictional worlds in movies and TV shows that we'd like to live in if we could. So we're going to go across the board, just talk about different movies and TV shows in the universe that they have. Talk about, would it be nice to live here? Would it be kind of tough? We'll get into all that, but where that idea came from was, Matt, like I said, you were just overseas for the first time, and me, anyways, the second time I was in Europe when I did a semester abroad, everyone knows, I don't really get into it, but when I was over there, I saw myself thinking, I'm not going back to Canada, or I will, but I would like to live in Europe or in the UK, because I enjoyed my time out there so much, and really saw myself moving out there down the line. That ultimately has not happened. Not ruling it out for down the line. Never know. Life's pretty crazy, but it's really effective when you're there. You see things a bit differently. So, Matt, what was the experience like for you going overseas for the first time? And did you kind of have that feeling that I'm describing right now? And just tell us about your trip.
Yeah, so for everyone, I was in London for 12 days. I just got back yesterday on Thursday. Basically, it was a magical trip in the sense that, for those 12 days, I forgot about work and my life in Canada. And I went with my family, by the way, my sister, her husband, and my mom and dad. And my girlfriend stayed behind. So I was basically living in another world in the sense that I didn't have to go to work. I established a new routine. You know, we stayed at an Airbnb right in the middle of London, so that was cool. So I kind of got it was starting new, and every day there was lots to do, lots to see. My days were jam packed with just things that we were doing. Eating at a restaurant every day for 12 days was fun. I felt kind of like a celebrity almost. Can do whatever I want all day and just eat good food, drink good beer. The food was a surprise to me, guys. Not that I heard British food's bad, but we ate really well, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. The drinks were even better. I mean, can't go wrong with European beer.
Yes,
but yeah, what we did, we did a lot of we did some walking tours. We saw two musicals, and we saw Back to the Future and Mrs. Doubtfire, the musical. Those were great. We did tours of the Tower of London. We did the British Museum. We did a bunch of other museums too. I don't know. We just hanging out in pubs and bars at night, drinking. We even found a Canadian pub, and we watched the basketball game. It was Indiana. Sorry, guys, and the Knicks. We watched Game 7 of that at a pub, and it was a blowout. But just that experience, I'll treasure it forever. I want to get to the highlight of my trip, but I want to save that for last. So the other stuff we did was basically sightseeing, and we did a lot of markets. That's what we did, guys. Vendors markets or food markets, and we ate a lot of desserts. You know, Isabel and Issa are foodies, so they were searching all the specialty places for us, and we did that. But let me talk to you about the highlight of my London trip. The Warner Brothers Harry Potter studio.
Knew it was
We did a
coming.
day.
Yes, guy.
Yeah, we did a day tour of that. That was mind blowing, guys. This is leading into what we're going to be talking about tonight, because this Harry Potter studio tour was basically like stepping into the world of Harry Potter and Hogwarts, and I didn't know it was going to be that amazing. Like, they had entire sets there that you're walking through, and I felt like I was in the movie. And I wasn't bored for a second. I could have stayed there 8 hours reading every little prop sign and every costume, but I didn't. Like, we had to, we were there 3 hours, I think, 3-4 hours, so I had to like speed it up. But like, I could just stay there and stare at all these. I love the world of Harry Potter. I mean, we're gonna probably talk about it some more soon, but it was magical, guys. I don't know what else to say. I took so many pictures. I wanted to buy so many gifts too from that shop because it was huge and it had everything. I just stuck to buying like candy and the chocolates, so maybe I dropped the ball on that. Did not purchase a wand. My sister did though. Yeah.
No souvenirs. You just got like some food, some candies and stuff like that, or anything.
Just the candy from the Harry Potter. Yeah, okay. I didn't buy any. Oh, well, actually, that's a lie. I bought some fridge magnets for Slytherin and Hufflepuff, because apparently I'm Hufflepuff. I've done so many quizzes, and that's the house I've been sorted in. So more on that later. And my girlfriend's Slytherin, and I got a sweater too, actually, but not for me. No, I didn't buy a lot for myself for some reason. But anyways, this conversation is gonna lead me into like the Harry Potter world. It's one of the best of all times, if not number one. Like, who wouldn't want to live in that universe, right? Like, I would enjoy going to school if it was Hogwarts. Just learning about magic. Like, I feel like I'd be bad at magic at first, but then like I'd improve the more you practice, because I'm kind of a slacker at first, but then like if I work hard, I know I do good. Just Quidditch. Think about playing Quidditch, guys. Like, what were your positions being on a Quidditch team? Like, I feel like I'd be like a beater or something, just like smashing the bludgers into people. Yeah. What would you guys be in? What would your positions be on a Quidditch team?
I think I'd be like a goalkeeper, to be honest. I got what's that guy's name there?
Keeper?
Oliver Wood legend. I could see myself like a nice Oliver Wood leader of the team, starting from the back end. But I was also Cormac, just that cocky asshole, like winking at girls in the crowd while during a Quidditch game. But yeah, no, I think I'd be a good keeper.
Yeah. So honestly, my thought went right away to seeker, even though like that's the hardest position. You gotta have a lot of speed, good hand-eye coordination, awareness. I think I have a lot of those attributes, especially when I was younger playing hockey. Like, I was a forward, played center most of my life. I had a lot of speed, and you do need that in the seeker position. Like, I would definitely not be a beater. I don't have that Matt build to just be bruising the opponents out there. Keeper, definitely not. Or it either be seeker or one of the forwards, which I'm not sure what the position is for that. Like, what
I think
called.
It's a forward.
It's just forward.
But who knows? Just like a scorer, a Ginny Weasley type.
Yeah.
Same build.
Yeah, exactly. That's my archetype right there. But no, I would honestly like the seeker position, because it's like a big glorious position. Like, you make or break a game. Like, you can literally win the game yourself, and I do enjoy that whenever I get the opportunity to do that in my beer league games. It's a nice feeling when you get to elevate the team with a nice play or two, and seeker is the greatest play that you can make. So you can be down 140 and then you catch that golden little ball and you win it all. So I think seeker's where I would go. And that's one of the big draws of the magical world too, is Quidditch. Like, I was gonna bring that up as well. Such a cool world. Like, it's something I'd definitely love to try. Don't know how high up I would get in that world, but would be awesome to play, just float around there. And yeah, like you said, Matt, the magic, I feel like it'd be tough at first, but then just with practice and 7 years of Hogwarts schooling, we learn a thing or two about a thing or two out there, I think. Class that you'd most be interested in, you think? Do you have one off the top that you'd be like, that appeals to you right away?
That's a good question. I think my first thought was potions class, but that seems like chemistry, heavy
Yeah.
math, heavy like. No, that's probably not it. Honestly, defense against the dark arts. That's the class. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're shooting straight divination, I've got some questions for you.
What
Yeah.
houses would you guys be in?
Well, so Andy and I are both like Slytherin, but I feel like I'm really a Gryffindor. Like I think I'm more of a just full on nice guy, and so is she. Honestly, she's a nice girl, but we both say we're Slytherin. Gravitate towards villains in movies. I mean, maybe that says something about my personalities. I like villains in general. Would I want to be a villain? Really? Not really. I do like to be liked, so I'd most likely be Gryffindor, but I like repping Slytherin.
Yeah, like I feel like I would be Gryffindor as well, but also because like you don't really know anything about like a Ravenclaw. Like what do we know about them other than like Cho Chang's
They're
in
smart.
there?
They're smart.
They're
The
smart.
smartest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
book
I'm definitely
smarts.
not Ravenclaw
Academic.
then.
No.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
feel like
Ravenclaw's like the snooty academic type, I
Okay.
believe.
Are they snooty? Is that a fact?
Nah, maybe not.
I feel like they're just like they're maybe they think they're better than others because they're so smart. That could be snooty.
yeah.
Might be onto something.
Yeah, because really we don't really know anybody else. Like is Luna Lovegood Ravenclaw or is she Griff?
Yeah, I think she's.
I feel like she's a Ravenclaw.
No, she's Gryffindor.
She's
I think
Gryffindor?
she's
I think she's
rocking
Raven.
the lion's
Gryffindor.
head at the
Oh,
Quidditch
yeah,
game. Unless
true.
she's just a big
kind-
supporter of
yeah.
how her friends. Like she ride or dies for her friends, which would make sense.
Yeah, true.
I only got one famous in Hufflepuff, Cedric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
But he
like
doesn't last too long.
yeah, exactly.
No, he definitely saves that house though. You can compare yourself to him, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point too, like when I was thinking of the Harry Potter world and being a student there, like do you guys think you would toss your name in the Triwizard Cup for the tournament? Life on the
Absolutely
line.
not.
You're just like, do I
Nope.
want the all-time glory, but my life
So
could be over.
I'm gonna cap myself off at the seeker glory. Like catching the snitch is a glory that I'm setting the bar at. Like I ain't going up against no Hungarian horntail, that's for sure. I'm getting cooked in that pile of rocks. Like there's no way I'm going in the Triwizard tournament.
I mean, I think you do good. You're competitive, right?
Yeah.
For
Like,
sure. For sure. Maybe you gotta give
Yeah.
myself more credit than that. But like it's such a huge risk though, right? Like it's
You're right.
people die in the tournament. So
Yeah.
True.
But like what are the like there's so many other people that are throwing their names in there, so the odds that you actually get picked, it's up in the air, right? Not saying that I would. I think I would. You know what? Take
Yeah.
a gamble. Easy to say when it's not
Yeah,
actually gonna happen
for
here.
sure.
But
Still.
you know, I like to think that I would want to try to be on that level, on that stage where there's do or die, all eyes are on me, no going home. Yeah, no, it
And
would be.
if you die in the Triwizard tournament, great way to go out. Right?
Well,
Like-
depending, like
Yeah.
you get like yanked from those mer people and drowned.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
there's
the actual,
some terrible
I'm
ways
not
to go
saying
there.
The dying aspect would be enjoyable. I'm saying once you like that part would suck, but then when you're dead, you're remembered as a legend who died in the Triwizard tournament. Like there, unless you trip on yourself on your own spell and then crack your head on,
Yeah.
you know, like wand backfires, you kill yourself. That's not a great way to go at all. But
But actually thinking of life or death, like in the Triwizard tournament, like other than the first challenge, because Fleur gets like yanked by the mer people and then she's just fine. Her sister could die for some reason. They're just like, all right, she's down there. You screwed her. And
Yeah.
then the last one, like if you're getting like possessed, again, you just like get yanked by the trees. The roots are after you, and then you're alive.
yeah. Now we'd have to look at
True.
past Triwizard tournaments because that one's under protest with the Mad Eye Moody influence. Like, that's not your boilerplate Triwizard tournament.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tampering going on there, right? Like Cedric would not have died if that was not a port key. at the end.
Exactly. That's
So-
not Triwizard tournament
No.
activity.
Exactly.
It's Death Eater, corruption.
Yep. So you know, I come to
Here-
think of it, I would throw my
There
name
we
in there.
go. Let's
and then,
go.
you know, whatever happens, kind of thing. And the whole school rallies around you unless you pull a Harry Potter, throw your name in as an underager. Then you would have a few haters. But if you're the representative for the host school, especially, you're the man, win or lose. I think.
True.
So, yeah, I'm in.
You guys are hearing you guys talk. Is this a horrible or a great idea? Like, should they do prequel movies or shows and show another Tri-Wizard tournament? Would that be badass or a bad idea? Like, what do you guys think? I think it's a good idea.
I think. Well, actually, I was gonna say anything in that world would be good, but we've been told or taught differently with another franchise. But I would like to say yes, because there's potential for greatness there. Because that tournament, like, not that we're just gonna only focus on Harry Potter here, but like that's one of the best movies, and the tournament was one of the reasons why. So more of that.
Oh,
I can't
100%.
think we could go wrong.
It's the best book. One of the best books too. Like number 4
movies,
so
I think we
solid.
shouldn't dismiss the greatness of the movie, even though people say they're disappointed how the book was adapted because they cut out a lot of stuff. I still think Goblet of Fire top 2 movie in my books.
Top
Pun
2.
intended.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, yes. Chamber of
All right.
Secrets. It's a razor thin margin between the two. So yeah, no, I would also like to see that. To be honest, it'd be cool to see. It'd be like other Hunger Games kind of thing, right? Except 3 different elements to it. It's 3 different events in there instead of just one arena. Yeah, Tri-Wizard. Anything else in the wizarding world that's really cool? Like,
Well, I was just gonna say, like, thinking, like, all right, we're talking about the school aspect, but like, all 3 of us, we're all done with school. Like, what's life in the wizarding world after school? Like, what kind of careers are we doing here? Are we going back as a teacher? Like, right now, I'm just thinking of that bit that we saw of Buddy, who was just talking about like commute as a teacher and talking about buying properties in Hogsmeades. Yeah, it's hilarious. We'd have to show you.
Like a businessman.
It's hilarious. But like, I don't know what other careers are than like an auror, working at the ministry.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's
Public
like
servant.
yeah, exactly. I know that life all too well.
Exactly.
I would not want to work at the
Quidditch
Ministry of
athlete?
Magic, to be honest. What's sorry?
Yeah.
Professional
Quidditch athlete, you know,
So,
like professional Quidditch player.
Yes, that's definitely would be an unreal career, and like that's your NHL basically, right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there? Or like you open up a store, like you specialize, like Ollivander.
Yeah. A
Like Garrick
wood maker.
Ollivander. Yeah.
Or a wand maker, sort
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Death Eater? No.
Yeah, I mean, if I had Sword and
You don't get
Slytherin, I
paid,
have no
though.
choice but to commit.
Yeah.
What else? Like drive the night bus. That pays dog shit. Like you're not buying no condo in Hogsmeade on that salary. Yeah.
No, I think everyone mostly works at the ministry because there's not that many other jobs, right?
Yeah.
It's a government.
Like
town,
the
I
public
think.
transportation, everyone teleports everywhere,
Yeah,
uses
it's
port
so
keys,
true.
right? Or the chimney flue.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it'd be interesting to know if like a lot of those wizards just have normal jobs without like being with like a dentist, like the Grangers.
Yeah.
And there's a few of them that are wizards, but nobody knows. I mean, I feel like that has to be a possibility. Like,
Yeah,
oh, where'd
but-
you graduate high school?
Yeah.
Hogwarts? What the hell is that?
No, I disagree. I don't think any of them have Muggle
Yeah,
professions.
yeah.
Why would you? You have
It'd be
you can do
beneath them.
magic
Yeah.
for God's
Yeah,
sakes.
but it's like, yeah, I can make a real coin in the normal Muggle world.
Yeah, and I feel like that Auror pay hits different though. Like that's like high 6 figures, raking in the pounds and the quibs. Yeah, Auror is obviously the sickest job, I think. But do you want to be again risking your life day in day out? I would like, a teaching job would be pretty sick at Hogwarts, but that's a pretty basic answer. Teach charms or something. Do some research, find new spells.
Yeah. The turnover in the Defense Against the Dark Arts rate is alarming.
Yeah, no tenure in that
Yeah.
profession.
But and also like speaking of money, like working at Gringotts, become a banker.
Yeah.
If you're a goblin, I
I
guess.
was gonna say, need to be some sort of anyways, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, no.
If you think about it, there's not Hogwarts doesn't have that many open positions. Like, how many wizards are there in England? Right, probably lots. And what, 20, 30 teachers tops at Hogwarts.
Yeah. Well, there's other schools around the world. Like you have to,
True.
you go
True.
overseas, right? Teaching those like
True.
French institutions, the BC tier schools,
Mm-hmm.
Div 3. Yeah. A lot of them are just out on the streets, I feel like, too. Like having to settle for dentist positions out in the real world. So,
Yeah,
I don't
all
know.
the homeless people in what is it? Not Diagon Alley.
Nocturne
Nocturne
yeah.
Alley, just chilling there.
Those were once promising young pupils over at Hogwarts, so.
Yeah.
I don't. It to me it'd be impossible to be homeless as a wizard. You can literally turn any object into like a human-sized house. You can get any food you want. Like, you don't even need to have a job as a wizard, right? You can just be like, walk the earth, like Samuel Jackson says in Pulp Fiction, like, because you can get food. You can move distances like it's nothing. You can get food, make food appear with your wand. Think about it, guys. You don't really have to work as a wizard.
100%. Like you gotta
Do whatever you want.
That's a full-size house for
Yeah.
God's sakes. You can plant that thing
Yeah.
wherever you go, and you're living
Yeah.
comfortably. That's a very good point. Maybe I wouldn't have
Unless-
a job.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, the Harry Potter world that'd be like my number one just because
Okay.
it's so rich. I mean, I have a lot of other good ones written down, but like I have another really good one. I don't even know if you guys thought of it, but you guys definitely are very familiar with this universe. But anyways, Harry Potter, probably my favorite. I don't know if it's you guys' like your guys'
I think I threw it as
top
my
one.
number
What
two,
is
to
it,
be
like,
honest. I
where
think
would you rank it for you
I
guys?
strongly did consider it at number one. The reason why I went with another direction for number one is because of the vast and like infinite possibilities that it has, and that's the Star Wars universe. I feel like just with that travel, it's like a completely different world where like you don't have that. You can't just create money out of thin air like you could in the Hogwarts universe. But if you're a Jedi or even in any some sort of well-off position, like Perrin in Andor, Mon Mothma's husband. Like if you do decently well for yourself, you can travel across the galaxy. There's so much to see out there. If you're a Jedi, lightsaber, use the Force. I just think there's so much richness to it, and I love Star Wars. It's one of my favorite cinematic universes, so that's why I threw it as number one. What would your guys' thoughts be to live in there? Like, do you have a destination where you would want to live in there? Just opening the floor up.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that quickly because I was also hesitant to think that the Harry Potter world would be my number one. And I don't know if it's necessarily because of the world. Like, the world's a huge part of it. But now, like, thinking of what I would be in that world, and I think it's just, like, you know, being a huge fan of this as a kid and, like, throughout my adulthood as well, like, I would just want to be a Jedi so badly that I always just had that Star Wars universe as number one purely because, like, who wouldn't want to be a Jedi?
Yep.
Like, it'd be the ultimate badass profession on so many levels, and just to top that with where I would want to live, kind of an easy answer, I guess. Didn't put all too much thought. I know there's thousands of planets here, but one that I always thought of would be like just settling down in the lovely Naboo. How could you not? It's too nice. I mean, obviously it's a real place. Like, you can go visit Italy in those scenic spots there, which I definitely want to do in my life. But anyways, just getting a nice place by the water, settling down in Naboo, and then going away around every world that needs our calling. Oh, no,
Rolling the hay with a Padme. Like, what else can you ask for, right?
That is the life.
So Zach wants to be Darth Vader. I mean Anakin. So that's good.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Star Wars. great choice, Eric. That's like in my top three. Obviously, I love Star Wars. I would not. I mean, you guys want to be Jedis during the golden age of Jedis, but like if you look at what happens to them eventually, not so great. You know, they all most of them get murdered.
A lot of them live, though. A lot of them.
I was going to say, more and more we find out how many survived Order 66.
Exactly.
Which is great. I want to be a pilot, actually. Like, no one's super famous, just like a badass pilot. Maybe a stint with the Empire, maybe a stint with the Rebels, but like kind of like a mercenary, where I'm just so skilled that I get hired as by whoever, flying a one-man like fighter, basically, getting into dogfights. That'd be cool. because of every Star Wars show I watch, I love like the aerial combat. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anime or live action. And I'd probably live in the city, Coruscant. Maybe not Coruscant, that's a little crazy, but definitely a city where I could like hide, and if I need to lay low for a while, no one's gonna find me. Go to the local bar, you know, rizz up the what are they called? You know, Harris race. What are they? What are they?
Yeah, I know. Twi'leks.
Twi'lek? Yeah, Twi'leks.
Yeah.
You know, hang out there.
Yeah.
I just have that fantasy from Return of the Jedi, you know, like Jabba's palace, basically. You know, maybe work for Jabba for a little bit. Basically, survive with whoever's in charge at the time. You know, the New Republic, the Empire, the First Order. Just lay low and just survive by being a good pilot. Because I'm also thinking
Oh, no, sorry.
I was gonna say, man, when you said you wanted to be a pilot, I'm like, please don't you better not name drop no Carson Teva on this podcast. I'll lose my goddamn mind.
That was where my thought went to. I was thinking of his name. I'm like, what the hell is?
I had to look it up.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get him. Like, I'm not getting this.
I was like, Inconvenience, but I'm like, I'm not gonna.
No, I respect the fact that you're just playing both sides, hopping back and forth, risen up Twi'leks, like just living their life out there. I didn't really see another outcome where I wouldn't want to be a Jedi. Pilot would be cool. I would, like, again, in bashing Carson Teva, I think the rebel life would be cool. Like, you're fighting against oppressive government entity who rules the entire galaxy. Like, that'd be cool to be under a united cause. Like, a rebel would be cool. But it's Jedi, no questions asked for me. Which era doesn't matter. I would be one of the first ones, one of the only ones. I would go out looking for other Jedi, like Rey Skywalker, and just build a new empire respectfully as need be. But
if you had to, would you be an Inquisitor to survive? Like if you were captured?
Probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I had to, if it's either death or Inquisit, I mean, I'll do it. But and again, like, they're pretty cool. Like the red lightsaber is definitely one of my favorite colors. It's either red or blue would be the two that I would lean towards.
Yeah, but would you jump on the like swirling 360 Inquisitor style?
Great question. I don't like those lightsabers.
I hate those lightsabers.
They look goofy in both animated and live action. Like that, they use them as helicopters. Just it's objectively not cool.
Yeah, and like zero control with those things. Like you can't tell me this is all skill. You're just waving that rotating saucer everywhere you need it as a shield. Yeah, no, I hate those. I just go straight with the honor Japanese style, take the execution, like light my own lightsaber down my throat and just like say, see ya guys.
Yeah, it's a good way to go.
That's awesome. Screw that.
The good thing too about Star Wars, like I feel like not only is there so many places to live, but there's so many like creeds too, which would be pretty cool to socialize with.
Yeah.
Like risen up these, I already forgot their names, the Twi'leks or Twi'leks, yeah, like stuff like that's hilarious. But it's also pretty cool, and just like you could have a Wookiee as your best friend for God's sakes, like learn how to speak a Wookish. Yeah, no, it'd be
in the case of Han Solo in Solo, you can just make sounds up on the go, and apparently you speak Wookiee.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But the variety of like creatures in the world is unlimited, right?
Yeah. You never be bored.
Yeah. Meet
never
Targaryens on the go, a nice Watto to balance out your books. Pod racing, man, like it gets so much hate, but it is cool. And like watching Phantom Menace back in the day, like, it was so fun. I love those scenes. And if given the chance, like, hey, do you want a pod race this weekend? Let's friggin' go. Like, you're not saying no. Again, very dangerous, but a great bucket list item. I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
As long as Sebulba's not in the race, I'd strap it up in there.
Yeah, and as long as we're not going in, like, pitch black caves where, like, 1 millisecond off and you're gone. Like, a nice open track just to see how fast you're flying out there.
Yeah.
And then, gradually move on to the Anakin style and just going in the races at, whatever, 10 years old.
Yeah.
Jedis can do it though.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if your midichlorian count is high enough, anything's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I have on that, but
like,
go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say, you said it. The variety is unlimited, and you never be bored. So it's the perfect universe. Explore your whole life. You wouldn't even reach every system and planet. Like you would never like see everything. So be awesome. So yeah, good choice, Eric.
It's just like in
Would that be
the Star Wars universe, they're never gonna run out of material because they can always just
No.
planets can pop up left and right, like food can in the Harry Potter universe. So it's a plethora to choose from, and I'm all for it. I want to see them branch out to other areas, and I would like to volunteer to help. Just move out there and see what's out there if possible. So
Yeah.
space travel is awesome.
It's true. Just to piggyback off of what you said there, like when we're looking at some of the animated shows, like Clone Wars kind of follows what we all had already developed in the prequels trilogy. But then you look at the show like Rebels, and it's basically a new world, and it was just as exciting. You get to learn a different side of that world, different problems of that world, different creeds again, like the what is he again? One of the
Zeb.
Zeb.
I
Yeah,
forget what his
exactly.
race is.
Aurelians, or is
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
something
No,
like
his
that.
last.
That's
I think his name
yeah.
is Zeb Aurelius.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyways, just endless possibilities. Very, very cool world.
Yep.
yeah? Would that be your number one, Zach?
I think so. You know, it's hard to think of everything. You know, obviously we're dealing with endless amounts of opportunities or possibilities.
Options,
yeah. But I think when I look at everything that I can analyze at the moment, is definitely Star Wars would be number one for me.
Matt, you said you had another one that you wanted to throw out there. I have one more that would be like round out my top three. I'm curious to see which one you're suggesting, if it's the same one. But you want to share another one to get into?
Yeah, I'll share one. What factored into what I was gonna bring up in tonight's episode was how safe are these universes? Like, I don't want to be joining no universe and getting killed. Like, that's why I didn't pick anything. Like, any historical universes were hard for me to choose because it's so dangerous and not fun to live in that time, as opposed to like sci-fi stuff. But I did pick one. This is like my fantasy world, and it's the Lord of the Rings universe. Because I love it so much that I would, yes, it's super dangerous. You can get murked by an orc, like riding home from the market, you know, straight arrow to the neck. Who knows? But I think it'd be cool to like be an elf and live in Rivendell or anywhere, like be train in the art of war and be a respected warrior and help, you know, either the fellowship. Like, I wouldn't be a main character here. This is my big thing in tonight's, like, I don't want to be the big like standout guy. I just want to be the supporting, help people out without being like the target on my back. But I'd definitely be an elf and just like be immortal. And what more do you want? You know, be Legolas, his like hunting buddy or whatever, or Turiel. Maybe I shouldn't have said Legolas. But what do you think of Lord of the Rings, Eric?
Well, so Mia was my number three. Like, that's literally the one I was going to suggest.
It was.
So I thought it was going to be someone. I actually thought it might be your number one, Matt, to be honest. I'm surprised Harry Potter was number one. But love it.
Recency bias.
For sure. But it is awesome. Like, I love Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite worlds in general. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, definitely would love to live there. Like, first place I think of is the Shire. I think that's pretty basic, and hey, nothing wrong with that, but it'd be like the most relaxed way of life out there. Everyone's chill. They're just deleting beers out there at the is it the Green Dragon, I believe?
Yeah, I think
the pub.
Yeah.
So like, I would love that lifestyle. The Hobbits, stress free as it gets. Those guys ain't getting gray hairs till they're 111 years old. Would love that. And you raise a good point too about, we've talked about different creatures and stuff. Would you want to be a different race out in Middle Earth? I mean, elves live until they decide that they want to ride off into the sunset, basically. Or more like if they want to hang back for someone they love. That's kind of what dictates their life or death situation. But yeah, Rivendell, I see that as like the Naboo of Middle Earth. I think they're pretty comparable. If I had to choose another place to live, I feel like this might be out there, but Rohan would be a pretty chill. I mean, more dangerous. Yeah, maybe not
dangerous.
Maybe not as chill as Rivendell and the Shire, but it's that you're really getting back to nature as well, in that farming lifestyle. You're building deep roots and bonds with the community.
There's no way you would like this lifestyle. Like what you're describing does not sound like you at all.
And I'm
It's hilarious.
just throwing stuff
Yeah.
out there just to
Yeah.
be a little different. You know, obviously I said Shire would be number one.
Yeah.
But I'm just throwing out different options out there. Anyways, but you're right. The danger aspect, especially in Rohan, Edoras, you're a sitting duck basically. It's just plains for kilometers on end. And then if you get ambushed by Gothmog and the Wolf's Head, you're screwed. You know you can't count on Theoden's leadership to bring you out of that rut. He's probably dead when we're living there. So anyways, Lord of the Rings, love it. I guess I'd want to be an elf as well. It'd be pretty cool. Or a hobbit. Let's go hobbit to stray from your answer, Matt. Hobbit, chill lifestyle, Shire, delete beers.
Yeah, no, unbelievable world. Obviously, we're all huge fans. I thought about it, but I don't think I would ever live there, to be honest. I was thinking going back and forth between like that and like Game of Thrones, which is, you know, very similar. But I just kept trying to picture myself out there, and I just couldn't see it because other than like war and like war and killing, I don't know what's like the peaceful life in those areas other than just farming, drinking. Is there much going on? Like, I guess because in the movies all you really see is what's going on when they're trying to destroy the ring, and then the Hobbits, kind of the same thing. They have their own little path, so you don't really get to explore the world and what's going on around it. But it was just never like that appealing for me. Like say you go there as a human, what kind of human life are you other than if you're in the army?
Now you can be a farmer. You can be a politician.
No,
What else?
just
is
like
there?
in the Middle Ages, you're either a warrior, a food provider, or like a religious figure,
Yeah.
or like a politician or someone higher up.
Yeah.
No, for sure, Zach, super limited.
Yeah, that's exactly.
If you're not
it.
rich, you're screwed. You're a
Yeah.
peasant, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
no,
you can't
so-
read or write, there isn't much hope for you.
Yeah.
Like you're a food provider, like
Yeah.
Matt said, a merchant.
So that's why I just never like when this topic came up. Obviously, that was one of the franchises I thought right away, but I wasn't gonna bring it up as a place that I would want to partake in because again, like I feel as a man, like growing up, you'd just be trained how to fight strictly, and that's kind of all you're ready to do, and then just raise a family and be ready, be on the call to go at any second. That horn of Rohan ready to call its riders, or
When the beacons are lit,
the
it's
beacons
go
are
time.
lit. You're running,
Yeah.
but
Unless you're Gondor.
But
They've
how
been known
badass-
to refuse the call. But
How badass would it be though to like trample your foes under your horse as a Rohirrim warrior, right? Like
Oh,
the
100%.
bloodlust and the adrenaline while you're impaling people with your spear. Come on,
yeah.
that's why I want to be a warrior.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
100%. It would, that thrill. Obviously, there's no way to ever knowing what that would feel like, but that would be insane.
Yeah.
No, being a warrior would be unreal. Like it's just for me. Like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I just feel like there'd be that crazy rush of that war rush, and then that's kind of it.
I thought of what you said too about, and I think Matt, you said it as well. Like all these worlds that we're bringing up, like you're in a high danger environment for the most part, depending on where you choose to live. And even the people in the Shire got dragged into the fight. Like there's no real escaping it. I think Frodo even saw like a vision of the Shire being burned if things went down a certain way. So like there's that. It's such a stressful lifestyle no matter where you are. That's probably why it slipped through the cracks a bit for us, where like Star Wars you can find like a peaceful life on Naboo unless there's like a trade embargo, a Federation blockade that comes above your planet. Like you never know what kind of invasion can come. So anyways, there's danger in all these worlds we're living in
Oh,
here.
of course, yeah.
But
And as a Jedi too, it's not like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be at life or death situations.
we're
but
keepers of the peace, not warriors. As
well
Jedi,
said, Wace and Mace.
But yeah, no, it's just such an aesthetically pleasing world too. Lord of the Rings, like that's another pro in its favor, right? Is the mountains, the luscious green forests. Being a wood elf would probably be pretty chill. Like that tree house that they're kind of all living in looks unreal. Haldir and Galadriel as your leaders. I feel like if you get in Galadriel's good books, you're just chilling. You don't really need to fight unless you got a homie like Aragorn out there that you gotta help out. But you can live a pretty good life as an elf, I think. Another world I thought of. I also thought Game of Thrones. I feel like it's pretty similar to Lord of the Rings. Don't really need to get into that unless you guys had anything you wanted to say there. But
no, other than the fact that I would hope I'd be born a Dothraki.
Dothraki.
Too dangerous.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to be a warrior in Lord of the Rings, but let's be a Dothraki or I could get killed at a wedding. Right. So. Another one. This is recency bias based on a movie that Zach and I both saw. But what about the Planet of the Apes? Is this a world that has any appeal to you? And especially maybe not as a human, but as an ape. Like, would you want to be an ape?
Oh, okay. Because I did think of this too because recency bias. We just saw the new movie, great movie.
Yep.
But okay, as an ape, I didn't think of it that way because I thought of it briefly. I'm like, oh, you don't want to be a human here. You're done. Like a losing. Yeah. Anyways, as an ape, oof. Like given the fact that Caesar's one of my all-time favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Yeah. Throw me as an ape. Silverback, just protecting Caesar with my dear life. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That's a way to go. Caesar's about to take a bullet. You're jumping in there, like jumping in front of a helicopter, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bullets are flying. Silverback's there protecting the herd. Yeah, I don't know if the herd, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
The troops.
Yeah, no, we're talking Triwizard Tourney glory. There's no better glory than dying for Caesar. Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Matt, any thoughts on this? Ape or human too? Like you can go human angle before they lose their speech ability, right? Like in Dawn and War, they're very coherent until the end.
Yeah.
Well, just before I give why, I'm excited to see Kingdom because of this passage of time that's gone by, right? So, I can't wait to see the world. I heard good things. I mean, you guys liked it, so I can't wait to watch it. I'd be an ape for sure. Here's why. It'd be cool to, they're much stronger, faster than humans, right? It'd be cool to be in a different body and be like, oh, my God, what are my capabilities? Mm-hmm. Now, however, I'm living with other apes, so everyone's equally as strong as me and is capable of the same things. But I'd definitely be a follower of Caesar, but maybe as a Varys-esque role, where I'm spying on the other camp and whispering to Caesar, all right, these guys don't like you. We need to take them out now. I'm not the one doing the taking out, though. I'm just the information guy.
Okay.
I'm the information guy. Okay. I'm Caesar's spy master.
That's a good role.
Very important role. His vizier, Jafar.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
But I don't want power. I just want to be the man whispering to the man with power.
Yeah, but usually those men are the one who wants the power the most.
Yeah, but I was gonna say Maurice would start being a bit skeptical of you. Maurice would turn an enemy out of you. Honestly, there'd be something there. But I love that role though that you're taking on. And we're all followers of Caesar. You're no one's trying to be no Koba out here, that's for sure. Unreal character, also one of my favorites. But
great character.
He's no Caesar. I would want to be kind of a Rocket kind of guy. Maybe you're a number 2 or 3. You're a lieutenant, and you also command some respect, but you know your place. You're not trying to upstand or outdo Caesar. But you are very useful and reliable. That's kind of where I would want to fall, or be some sort of little leader, but not I could not command an entire legion of apes the way Caesar does.
No.
It's just unbelievable. I just watched this trilogy a year ago, maybe less than a year ago. I want to rerun it again and just take notes from Caesar and learn to be a better leader. He's unbelievable. But yeah, like you both said, being able to use your feet, jump up, climb up buildings. It's not a spoil. The movie opens with this, Mad Kingdom, but you see apes climb up buildings and stuff. It just looks so much fun to see them hop from long distances and keep climbing up. Where we know as humans, we would simply not be able to make that jump. but they're able to do it, and it just looks like so much fun. And even when they fall, like they have very good reflexes. It's they are the superior beings, despite us literally being the next stage of evolution. These movies tell us otherwise. So yeah, no, it'd be it would be interesting for sure. So yeah, that's what I thought.
I like that pick, Eric.
Yeah.
I like that universe. Never thought of it, but it'd be cool to live as the victors, you know, of the humans versus ape battle. Yeah, that's cool. Do you have one to throw in there, Zach?
You know,
What do
it was
you got?
funny. I was so I was just telling Eric, I just recently repurchased Disney Plus. I just, you know, my
Okay.
subscription went through, and I was like, oh, I'll just take a little break, and then I caught myself like, ah, damn, like I'd really want to get back into some of these great universes that they have to offer. And ironically enough, I just started watching X-Men 97, and it was pretty hard not to think that being a mutant would be unreal.
Yep.
So I was definitely bringing this up.
Great pick.
I know it's fresh because you guys just talked about this, but you know we're gonna have to run it back and talk a little bit about this world
That is
because
fine.
there's so many possibilities of what kind of mutation you can have, and like obviously I'd love to be a Logan, a Jimmy, as his origins might say.
Yep.
But those mutation skills are just unbelievable. But really, again, the possibilities are endless. You have a mutant baby, and you're just praying to God he has a sick mutation, and he doesn't have a rogue mutation
yeah.
where you're holding your baby and kills you instantly, and you're like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I think she developed hers at like age 17 or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got a few good years still.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
know what
When
you're
she
saying.
started like sucking face with her poor boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's like, what the? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
They get his house too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Scared those parents-in-law to death.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh.
Good pick, Zach.
But yeah, no, that was definitely one that I wanted to bring up and hear your thoughts, because although like now we're on Earth, it's not like we're going anywhere else there, so that's a little different from, well, I guess.
But
Planet
you're
of
in
the
that
Apes, but-
world though. Like there's other people who have mutation. Like you're not
Yeah,
the only
exactly.
one. Right?
It's
So it's
still
still a
different.
hostile world.
Exactly.
So like I was thinking of this too. Like what kind of mutation would I want in the context of this world where like it's just for practical use? Like being able to control fire. Unreal if you end up if you have to end up fighting people. But in this world where there aren't mutants, completely useless. I would just be a menace to society. Really.
Yeah.
I'd be forced to become a villain. But in the mutant world, it would be
No,
good
not
to
necessarily.
have. But in
I got nothing else to do.
Could be a soldier. Could be a soldier. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, so in the mutant world and in our world, I feel like being able to teleport like Nightcrawler would be pretty useful. I'm not sure what the range of your teleportation is though. Like, can you go cross continent?
No, I'm pretty sure he says I have to see where I'm going.
But if I've seen the London Tower, I can go there. So, but I'm just saying, like, how far can I go? If I can teleport to work, for example, that's super clutch to kill my commute completely. So that's probably my go-to for in this world, and if I end up having a fight, because Nightcrawler is able to, as we saw in the White House, wheel and deal and avoid that gunfire and still almost assassinate the President of the United States. So if that's your vocation. But yeah, love that pick, honestly. I thought about it too. Matt, what would your mutation be if you have one in mind?
I mean, if I were to blend into this world and have something useful, I'd like a power like Forge, who's like amazing with technology and engineering, like kind of like Beast too, like super smart and able to build or fabricate anything, like a master engineer.
Yeah.
But like if I could be like live in the X-Men world and attend like Xavier school, honestly, I would love like a telekinetic power like Jean. It's so overpowered and read minds and control everything. Like everything bends to your will. You're basically Magneto, but for anything.
Yeah.
Which Magneto's power is badass too. I just rewatched X-Men First Class. After I saw that Eric rewatched it, I literally had to watch it right away.
So good.
Amazing movie.
So good.
And give me Magneto or Jean's power, bending stuff, like just controlling everything around me, flying with it too. Like that's all I want to do, guys. I want to be overpowered and be a menace, maybe, but like be helpful, but like kind of be my own rogue, like my own like a mercenary. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have to always listen to Charles or other factions, you know.
Just before we move on, like just quick note on, you just watched First Class. Hank is kind of annoying in that movie, just with the can you fly this thing? Of course I can. I designed it. Like this guy's invented everything out here. I don't know. It drives me nuts. This guy's like created everything, knows everything's a genius. Like I get it, it's cool and all, but it's a bit much. Like maybe let someone else invent the jet or something else. I thought it was a bit much. But and also on the topic of Jean, like that's a class 5 mutant right there. Like that's too much power, arguably. Like that could it drove her insane and killed the person that she cared about most. So you wouldn't want to let if you can have Jean's power without the Phoenix, that's great. And agreed, Magneto, unreal power to control metal. One of my favorite mutants as well. But yeah, First Class, a must see if you haven't seen it, and then if you've seen it, rewatch it. So many good quotables. Sebastian Shaw also great power to control to absorb energy. But like, that's pretty boring. It's the fun part is what he can do once he has it, right? So a lot of good stuff. Love that movie.
Yeah, no, that world again, like you guys just went over. Unbelievable. So that one would be like a top 5 world for me to live in. Just especially if we're actually in that world where there's the Xavier school, you're socializing with other mutants. There is that aspect of, you know, kind of warrior X-Man lifestyle, but also a normal lifestyle where you can go out, socialize, and have a so normal life, even though you're constantly hiding your powers. No, I think that would be a top 5 world for myself.
Yeah, like for example, the power that Matt, you as well chose, and you Zach too, like just being like Wolverine basically. Like, so those are hideable powers, and you basically you just can't be killed. And for me, teleport, like I could still have the same exact job I have right now if I wanted to. Just teleport to work kind of thing. Like you don't have to enlist and become a soldier. Matt too, and yours would be a huge advantage over people like who could help you move up in the workplace by telekinetic abilities, control people and read their minds and stuff. So
or be a master engineer.
That's what I was gonna ask you guys. Actually, it's weird that you just said that, Eric, because I was thinking the same thing. Are we hiding our powers in the real world, or are we gonna like let people know? Because people would look at us totally differently. Like Zach, you would have to figure something out because you're not aging as normally too. So like people would catch on in 30, 40 years. Like Zach still looks freaking awesome for his age. Like Zach, you're moving from town to town.
Exactly.
Because
I'm pulling a vampire style, no aging. So I'm just like living in this city, in this town for like 10, 20 years. That 20 might be even pushing it. 10 years, making a nice life for myself. Becoming a UFC fighter at some spots, winning the boxing world in others.
Bare knuckle fighter in another
exactly, underground fighting in others. It's strictly fighting apparently.
But monkey man out.
But yeah, no, it's true. You'd have to adapt. Well, last of have to adapt.
Yeah. Young Darwin out here. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would do with the teleporting. People would ask, like, how are you getting, like, do people even care how you get to work? I think I could easily hide that, to be honest.
Yeah, you just throw in commute was horrible this morning.
Exactly.
Well, you teleport in the washroom, obviously.
Exactly.
Don't be stupid. Don't teleport to your desk.
You visualize that. You visualize that second stall. Just teleport in there, and then pray to God there's not anyone in there. But
no, you have to pick a closet, or like you put a no entry sign on one of the stalls, or like broken or something, and that's like, you know, you have to be strategic here, or you teleport outside the building in an alley.
You get a go-to tree. No, I feel like that's an easy one to work around, to be honest.
True, I agree.
But No, you probably hide it. But anyways, go ahead, Matt. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna propose a universe that maybe you didn't think of, but I know you guys are fans of this universe. Maybe not anymore, but I know you. Well, no, sorry, not anymore. You guys are still fans of this
I have a guess.
product, but okay, guess what? Try to guess.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pokemon.
Actually, you guys got it.
I wrote
Nailed
it down. Too.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't that obscure. I just thought of it right before we recorded. I was like, oh shit. Because I would love to be a Pokemon trainer. I would fully go and compete, get gym badges, have my team of overpowered dragon-type Pokemon, just like in the games, Dragonite, all the all the flying Pokemons basically that are overpowered, and I could fly on them and I wouldn't have to walk. That'd be my jam. And then, all the different cities look fun to be in, and everyone's pretty competitive, but also chill. I don't know, like the Pokemon universe, I'm talking strictly like the animated show here. Like it's very, not so much danger. It's like everyone's super focused on these Pokemon competitions that like the real world stuff is like thrown out the window. So it'd be a fun world to be in. I'd definitely be like probably a lone wolf though. Like I wouldn't have a band of groupies with me like Ash does, like no Brock or Misty, just competitive. Like I'd be maybe
a Misty.
Yeah, I was gonna say Misty. You strap the Brock for sure.
Keep Misty around.
Keep Misty. Yeah, okay. But I'd probably be really competitive and like. I think if like Pokemon existed in the real world, people would be like take advantage and like people would like terrorize other people with their Pokemon. But I wouldn't do that. Like I'm thinking of the movie, the Detective Pikachu movie. Like the Pokemon are really like can attack you and do stuff to you, and they don't really show that in the show all that much. Like Pokemons could actually this is something I never really understood. Are they like a hologram coming out of a Pokeball, or they're a real thing like that? They can like light you on fire.
No, they're real.
I don't know. That's where the cartoon and real world. They're real. So
the old Pokemon
you have
movies,
to
like
respect
Pokemon
it.
2000, the Mewtwo movie, that was nightmare fuel for me back in the day.
Gold movies.
Great movies for sure. When Lugia gets shot down in the ocean by that scumbag, I forget his name there. I can picture him.
Yeah,
he's
in that like orb.
Yeah, in the orb, and just shoots him down.
Yeah,
and then the three legendary birds come back. They're singing. Lugia comes back.
Elite song. I
don't remember the song, to be honest.
No, I just remember like that it was classic, but no, I couldn't tell you. But
Matt, I'll just say this was going to be something I was going to recommend, random recommendations. I'll just show on my screen if you're watching on YouTube there, and then I'll talk about it. Just so you can see, Matt. This is on my phone. I am currently playing Pokemon games on my phone. Like Pokemon's back. There's this app on any phone called Delta. You can download any Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, whatever handheld console on there. I'm playing Pokemon Crystal right now as we speak.
Nice. 4
gyms deep, and like there's a fast forward feature too. So you can just like it goes way. It's not like you're playing back in 2001. There, it's slow as shit. It's like very very fast. So it makes it way more manageable to play. But no, I love Pokemon still to this day, clearly, and I would love to live in this universe. I have like a pretty solid top 4 or 5 Pokemon list I would want on my team: Tyranitar, Heracross, Houndoom. I guess those 3, right? The Gengar, for sure. I'd want a Gengar in there. Red Gyarados. Typhlosion. Like, so many sick Pokemon. Like, it's, I love the world. I would love to have one in real life. And, I would be a Pokemon trainer as well. Just try to go through the gyms, the Elite Four. Become league champion. Like that's what my life's dream would be if I was in that universe, and try to catch a lot of Pokemon as well. Just build up a variety in the Pokédex. Just store them in that box, the where you store your Pokemon there. And yeah, I love that world. So I would love to live there.
Yeah, no, that's a great. I actually didn't even think of it. It was just when you were teeing it up, then I was like, I just like went into Ultra Drive. I'm like, all right, used to love it and probably not thinking about it. So I'm like, oh yeah, Pokemon. Okay, good one. No, that's awesome. Honestly, I'm happy I said that X-Men and would be in top 5 because I really think Pokemon would be in top 3. Like, that just shot back my childhood super fast. I can't say I'm still, like when you're naming all these Pokemons, I'm like, man, I can't think of like 2 right now. So I'm definitely not still in it, but like, man, I'm highly debating getting myself back in it because it was such a fun world to dive into. There's so many, again, like, I guess it's one world, like one planet.
No. There's different based on the generation you play. Like the
Okay.
first generation is like I know all the names of these worlds. It's Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. Like I guess those are the 3 I have off the top
Okay,
of my head.
well, that's still pretty cool.
Sinnoh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sinnoh, yeah.
Okay.
It's after that one I don't know them anymore. Like I know the first 4 generations. After
So it
that, I
actually
don't know.
is different, like planets, universes,
Yep.
with different, like completely different Pokemons, but Pikachu's everywhere.
Yeah, like for the most part, the ones from the original, the 151 from the first gen are all like you can
Okay.
find them across the different ones too.
Okay, but yeah, no, my God, I think I'd be a vendor, just like selling Pokeballs, like
Okay.
Ultra Ball and Super Ball. I'd be swindling people, just be like, no.
So you want to work at
I'm
like
just kidding.
You
I'm
work
just
at like
kidding.
a friggin' bodega, basically just selling Pokeballs and antidotes.
Absolutely not. Like a vending machine, for
Yeah,
God's
exactly.
sakes. No. I'd be a trainer. I'd be a villain, actually. In this world, I'd feel great being top of the Elite Four. Like, just, yeah, number 1 villain out here. Just, like, crushing
it.
people's soul, making them start all over again.
God.
Feeling great about myself. Actually, that would be the one. I was gonna say either that or like your rival, but screw the rival. He
Rival
sucks.
gets punked
Yeah,
all day.
yeah, no.
So what if you? I know you're not really in the Pokemon world as much anymore, but if you're in the Elite Four, they have like one Pokemon
Like
type that they
yeah.
specialize in. Do you have one off the top that you would be able to say that that's what you would want to have?
No, not really. I feel like some of my favorites were water type back in the
Yeah,
day.
there's a lot of water.
Yeah,
options,
there's a
too.
lot of water. But then again, I was
Feraligatr.
Yeah, he was my go-to start off. But no, I can't really say. I'd have to do some research.
Yeah,
You know, it
that's
takes
putting you on the spot, man.
especially if I'm an Elite Four. I've had time to build this wonderful career to be at the top,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
could go through all these different types of Pokemons to know, all right, we're winning or we're crushing many souls with these bad boys. But yeah, no, off the top, I'm thinking the water types, but it could be anything. For God's sakes, it could be ghosts. Actually, no, they get old pretty fast. But yeah, Pokemon.
What would you
are
pick as
fantastic.
your starters, guys? Like
Okay.
your first Pokemon, you got to start off. Who would
What
you pick?
generation?
Any generation.
Any?
Any generation.
Okay, so I'm playing Crystal right now. I chose Totodile, the water type who becomes Feraligatr.
Okay.
The only reason I did is because I always take Cyndaquil, who's the fire type. I would go, if I had to, Cyndaquil. Typhlosion, one of my favorite ones. Charizard's sick, obviously, but I like Typhlosion. I'm going to go with him. Cyndaquil from second generation.
Again, basic because I just said it, but I'm going OG. Like, I can't even think of the names right now. It's OG water.
Squirtle.
It is Squirtle. Eh? Okay.
Blastoise.
Well, yeah,
Good pick.
Yeah, like that guy's a legend. I feel like I possibly had like a toy of him or something because I was
Yeah, I think
obsessed
so.
with the main one, like the fully evolved water type.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah,
Rings
and
a
he
bell.
is a legend with the 2 cannons on top. Like,
Yeah,
you're
he's
not
sick.
messing with that guy.
Nope, he's sick.
Yeah, no, that's my go-to.
What about you, Matt?
I'm picking. I love my fire types, Eric. And I was gonna pick Charmander, but I think I'm gonna ultimately pick Torchic so I can
Okay.
get a Blaziken
Nice.
down the road because I think
Yeah.
he looks so cool.
Oh, yeah. Blaziken's unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah, fighting in fire
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like the show. That's Gen 3? Like when May had, I think that's her name in the show. She has a Torchic and then a Combuskin and a Blaziken. Like
Okay.
unreal. You get a lot of cool Torchic footage, so it's cool.
So me and maybe Zach too. Like I was more really into the games when I was younger, and now I've gotten back into it. So the shows, like I I don't remember how much of it we watched. We watched the movies for
Well,
sure.
we watched
growing
the
up.
original, like with Ash. I
Yeah.
feel like we watched those shows.
Yeah.
The movies loved. Like we saw a lot of them. I feel like we might have seen one or two in the theaters
Oh
as kids. Yeah.
I saw the Celebi one
Yes,
in theaters.
yeah.
I feel like at some point
Oh wow.
they're in a forest and like
Yeah,
there's this
I
huge
remember.
machine that cuts down the forest, like a heartbreaking scene.
Yeah, no, there's some great movies, but
Deoxys movies
Yeah.
too.
with like the moving sidewalks.
Yeah.
But anyways, but
Oh, I
I think
don't
I
that's
wanted
one of
to-
the main draws of that movie is
Yeah.
the moving
yeah,
sidewalks.
apparently it's engraved
I know
in
what
my
you're talking about,
memory.
though.
Yeah. But I didn't see the one that you referred to earlier, Matt. The live one, the live action.
Nah, me neither. I haven't seen
Was that any good?
Oh, the Detective Pikachu
Yeah.
movie? Yeah, it's honestly no, it's disappointing at the end of the day because of the potential. Like
Okay.
they turn it into like an investigation movie,
Okay.
trying to find something. But it could have just been a cool like.
Pokemon.
No, it had more potential, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why. I
Like, if
didn't
I'm
see
being
it
honest,
because-
way more potential.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
heard reviews like that I was like, I was kind of a disappointment. But now I guess it's been so many years past it that I could just throw it on and
Yeah.
anticipate that I won't love it and then be like, hey, you know what? It's not that bad.
Why? Those movies it's a great way to go into movies. I would love to see them do more of this live action Pokemon stuff though, and maybe like focus on, I feel like I've said this before, but focus on an actual gym leader and then work your way up to Zack and the Elite Four
Yeah.
final boss situation. I would love to follow a show like that. Like or a movie series, whatever it is. Yeah, it would sign me up. Along the same veins, I don't know if you guys will have as much to say on it or if it's much to go off of, but like Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
I knew it
Like,
was coming.
is that something that would be of any interest to you to live in that world? Play cards? Those are
little
full
bit.
on holograms, though, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
physical monster in front of you. You know it's not real to a certain extent until you get into the Seal of Orichalcos Shadow Realm situation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll just quickly go because I have nothing to say on. No, I would not have zero interest. I'll let Matt
Which,
speak
that's
on
fair.
it. Yeah,
You don't have to want
Yeah.
to.
like no.
I
Egyptian
used to have
war.
a Yu-Gi. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I had a deck, and I play with my friends, and we'd have mini tournaments. Like it was fun to play. So I'd live in that world for about a week or two and play, and then probably get bored. So
Yeah.
I also had the game on Game Boy, the Yu-Gi-Oh game for my Game Boy. It was really fun actually, because it takes all the technical stuff of playing with real cards out of there, and it's super fast, right, on a digital screen. So no, Yu-Gi-Oh is fun to play. It's a cool card game.
Yeah.
I don't know if the world has much to offer though, Eric. Right? Like, what are you doing for fun other than battling?
Well, that's the thing. You're
Like-
just going in tournaments, trying to not lose your soul in these things too. So it's again high risk, high reward. But even at that, I don't even know what the reward is. You're just making it out alive. Praying that Christ Pegasus doesn't get you killed on that island of his. But
Guys just name dropping over here like whoosh, just over my head and left, right,
yeah,
and center.
and to be honest, I don't know if I'd want to live in that world. I'm just saying it's another one that I thought of that it has something unique to it where you're playing a game with. It could just be playing a game with your friends because when I was a kid, that was something that we always thought would be awesome if we had a machine that could make these cards come to life, and that would be really cool. I feel like I would be if that kind of technology would be available. I would definitely be all in on that as long as it doesn't break the bank to get. But yeah, and then maybe like travel around Egypt to acquaint myself with those that culture and their history. So the Winged Guardian of Ra, I believe one of the legendary cards.
Yep.
Obelisk the Tormentor, pretty cool.
What's the last one called?
I know it's the Red Dragon. It's Sly. Do you know? You have it? Sly the...
It's like Sly. Yeah. Scyther?
Scyther. I think it's Scyther because Scyther's a
No,
Pokemon.
that's a Pokemon.
Who's also unreal.
Yeah.
Scyther and Pinsir, underrated Pokemon. I don't know if Scyther's underrated, but I
agree.
think Pinsir is underrated. Genghis Khan as well. Anyways, yeah. So, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh segment of this show, folks. Anything else?
Never thought you'd say those words ever, so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Short and sweet.
Would you want to live in Agrabah, Aladdin?
Hey, oh, yeah, and be like,
I thought of
I'm
that.
taking you out, going straight after Jasmine. Oh, no, absolutely. Oh, I mean, that world, that'd be cool, but it's basically
That'd
just
be
what? Just in, where are they? In
Like Egypt.
Egypt, yeah. Middle East, maybe.
No, yeah, Middle East,
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia,
Yeah, yeah.
But it'd be a dog-eat-dog world. Like, you're a poor, struggling through life, or you're a rich noble, Just like, that's why I didn't pick anything, like, from the Roman times or, any old historical movie, because it's super hard world to live in. And you'd be cooking in that sun.
Oh,
Cooking.
yeah. Yeah, those
Yeah.
street rats have it rough.
Yeah. I mean, hey, your fortune can turn on a dime out there. You get locked up in a cell and you meet some creepy old man with 3 teeth. And the next thing you know, you're in the lion's head cave, and your fortune can change just like that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say on Agrabah. Speaking of rough situation, in the monster verse, would that have any appeal? Kaiju left and right, a Godzilla roaming the streets, King Kong, Mothra. Probably not, eh? Like,
No, it's not that exciting, but you know what? Actually, no, I'll let us finish on this because I just thought of another one that'd be
just
pretty
throwing it out
sick.
there, but-
I mean, it'd be cool, but like, you're scared out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah,
like, every
exactly.
day, like, uh-oh, earthquake, what's going on? They're just walking around, like, destroying everything. Like, oh yeah, I'd like to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hate that world.
Yeah.
I just finished watching Godzilla versus Kong,
Okay. Thoughts?
It was bad, Eric. You're
Oh,
absolutely
yeah,
right.
it's
Bad movie.
horrible.
And one of the worst parts is the climax, like where they're fighting the bad guys and winning. They're destroying Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, like a beautiful city, completely obliterating it. So no, this world would be horrible to live in. You're just like in your apartment one day and giant tail comes swooping by and knocks the whole building down and you're dead.
Exactly.
So the destruction these kaijus cause is crazy. In the movie, it's why the hell would you want to live there unless you're the one person that happens to be going to Hollow Earth and like exploring. But even then, like, Jesus Christ, not a fun world.
No.
What did you think of, Zach? Just then,
So
you said you had another
I
one.
just like rapidly went through like again like we talked about Aladdin quickly, and then I'm like, all right, Disney. I'm like, okay, no, it's all kind of similar things. And then I saw like Pixar, like in the Incredibles world.
Yeah.
Like it's a superhero world, but like not in the same sense, I guess, because hey, like anybody can be a super with the syndrome lurking around, making us all heroes
And when
or
everybody's
villains.
super.
No one will be. Yeah, no, I just thought of that. Because that's pretty cool. Like everyone's normal in the sense where it's just superheroes that aren't like aliens or whatever. So it's one of those kind of like in the mutant form where you don't know who's what. I guess kind of similar to being a mutant when you really break it down, because you could just look like a human and you have superpowers, which is basically the same thing as a mutation. So kind of in a similar verse there, but I just thought of that off the top because I was thinking like cars, but I'm like, then what? There's no humans, like we're all cars.
It could be a car. I like Incredibles. I would love to live in that world too. But Cars is interesting because then you're a car.
Yeah.
Kind of limiting though. Like you can't move like.
What kind of life is that?
Elevation is out of the question.
Yeah.
Like you can't go upstairs. You're just like living on that same plateau, literally. And
There's car elevators.
are there? Okay, I haven't really seen the Cars movie. That
Oh no,
much.
I mean neither. Not off the movies. Just like in life, there's like car.
But for
elevators,
sure, you're not traveling. You're not going to Harry Potter World and Warner Brothers Studio in London town.
Well, are there even movies in these worlds? Like,
Yeah, I think I think they go to the drive-in theater. I think that
Yeah,
makes a bit too much sense.
I guess. Yeah.
But no, I would not want to be a car. Then you're forced into racing too, and if you're not one of the fast cars, you're instantly not cool. No car wants to mate with you. Like it's I don't even know how that happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, no, it was just I was throwing junk out there. I don't know if you want to comment because I actually just thought of another one based off the cars. This could be a little bit more exciting. We'd actually be able to talk about this. I don't know if you thought of
Bugs
this.
Life or
No,
okay. I don't know if
no,
you're
way
going
off,
Pixar
way off,
still,
way off. No. I was thinking in the Transformers world.
Okay, yeah.
That could be a little more interesting. Yeah,
I like that.
You know, you're riding around,
like
your
that.
car starts talking to you, Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Well, not literally talking to you, kind of. But that'd be a pretty cool world. I think I'd like to live in there.
So you'd want to be a human in the Transformers
Yes, I
world,
wouldn't
not
want to be
the
a
car.
Transformer. No.
Okay, I'd be more down to be a car in this setting where like you can
Okay.
literally walk around. You have blasters. You can be a hero to society as well because there are foes. Like you're dealing with, what are they called? Decepticons.
Yeah.
So yeah, being a car in this world would be sick for sure. If I had a car, Mark Wahlberg style, like I think I just found a Transformer. Like that'd be pretty cool too.
I want to be a Decepticon.
You want to be a Decepticon? I mean, yeah, I'm a big
jet,
Megatron
fighter
guy.
jet,
I'll
yeah.
join you on that wave too. I'd be a Decepticon there. They're sick cars. Like even what is it? Starscream, I think is his name.
yeah.
It's kind of a bitch
Yeah.
to be honest, but still, like you're in a position of power. It'd be cool. They become like jets and stuff too. So
Yeah, no, they got a lot of things going on there. No, I'd be Optimus Prime taking you guys down. Like, having that iconic voice.
yeah,
Just want to be Optimus Prime for that.
sick voice.
Can't even try to replicate it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I definitely, if I was a human, I would not want to be a Sam Witwicky type. Just an absolute punk.
Hey, it gets Megan Fox.
Yeah, I know. Somehow,
Yeah.
somewhere, there's a way.
Yeah.
But no. I'd be the dad, if anything, just
Yeah,
throwing off
dad.
jokes left, right, and center. That guy's hilarious.
He's gold. Yeah.
He is good, yeah.
Yeah.
But would you
That's
want to
good
be in
song.
like the OG Transformers world, or like where Transformers are turning into apes in the new one?
Man, the apes that's before Transformers.
Yeah,
Like they're pre-Transformers. No, I want to be a car. If I was a Decepticon, I would not want to be like an evil animal here. I'd want to be like I said, be like a Lambo who can then become like a fighter jet, and then just blend in with the military, go on Black Ops operations. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
New age for sure.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. I don't know why. I feel like now that I started thinking more, there's like tons of
I'm
world
going,
that's pumping up.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles, the
Oh,
next one
okay,
that went to
nice,
my
nice.
mind's eye. Not as big, like there's
only four,
No, there's
but,
a
like,
lot of creatures like in
there
the
are a lot of
animated
creatures,
movie, like
yeah.
the Fly, right? Like there's other like animals who are prominent players.
Are you saying you'd like to be there, like flies walking around and talking and
No,
killing
in this
people?
situation, I'd want to be like a turtle. I'd want to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtle in this situation.
Yeah.
And then my weapon of choice would be a katana, just one sword. Yeah. Red bandana. Katana for sure.
Being
Solid.
would be sick. Do you have any other worlds that you were thinking about, or
Okay, so
did
enough
you?
of that on TNMT. All good. That sounds good.
I think you wrapped. No,
No,
I
it's all
just
good. It's
didn't
all good.
have
If there's
anything,
others
yeah.
we can go to that
Yeah.
rapid fire some off.
Matt, did
No,
you?
the only thought I had was talking about Transformers in the early age, thinking of dinosaurs. What dinosaur would you be? Not necessarily a universe, but more of a random ass question like, which one would you be? I think I'd be a Velociraptor.
Okay, well, just on top of that, like you could just say you're in the Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
Jurassic World
Yeah, okay.
universe, and then
Oh
you'd be
yeah,
a,
Jurassic Park World.
yeah,
Nice.
you'd be a
Good. Yeah.
you'd be a Velociraptor. Okay.
But then you're confined. Are you confined to the park, or are you living in the free world as per the Fallen Kingdom, where the little girl sets them all free, and then they're roaming around the world? I want to be
world.
living in the park, to be honest. I think they live a decent life in there, and I'd also want to be a raptor. I think that's the
Yeah.
one seed.
Yeah, no, they're I don't know. I think I'd
T-Rex.
be T-Rex.
Yeah.
No, actually swap that. I'm taking the. Oof, I can't remember the
The
name.
Lakiozal, like the long neck.
No. I'm in the water, just yomping on everything,
Oh, yeah,
giving the
yeah.
people a good time. They're hanging food for me, and
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
eating good.
yeah, I'm eating good. And then when all shit breaks loose and everyone's falling in the water, just getting to enjoy healthy snacks like that
buffet selection.
that British assistant. I wouldn't mind eating. No, but yeah, no, that'd be I mean, that'd be a wild world to live in where dinosaurs exist. Like having that thought where kind of like what happens in the movies, like they could break free and then what happens to humanity in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, then you're relying on the military to keep us safe, and I don't really trust their weaponry against an Indominus Rex.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that'd be scary.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a dinosaur would be, I mean, that was my fantasy when I was 4 years old, is to be a dinosaur. So, I mean, Velociraptor, like, you can zip around there. You're, if not the smartest, one of the smartest dinos out there, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can lead as well a nice little pack that's willing to hunt with you. Like, you got a sense of community, brotherhood. It all comes back to that Rohan sense of community that I'm trying to foster out here. So, yeah, I mean, that would be cool. But, again, being a human in the Jurassic Park world, scary, because we know those walls don't hold them back forever.
No.
So
they'll find a way out, that's for sure.
Life always finds a way.
Yeah.
So,
but I think the last one I'll mention myself is honestly, like, I think because there's just so many things you think about that some are bound to slip your mind, but once I say it, I think we'd all probably agree. We should have maybe brought this up earlier, is the Pandora world of Avatar.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like Star Wars in that, like, there's a lot of space travel opportunity there. Like, I'd see that as like different planets in the Star Wars setting, but it's completely different for sure. No force. A lot of creatures too, very dangerous. Like, I don't think I'd want to live in Pandora though.
It's pretty scary. Yeah, that's for sure.
Unless you are an Avatar. Like, I feel like the natives there, like, it's a cool lifestyle. Like, similar to an ape where they have enhanced just limbs and like they can
they're
zip around
bigger.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're brought up in that culture. Like, you're hanging off cliffs.
Yeah.
Literally every night going to bed. You're taught how to jump on dragons.
Yeah.
And so it'd be a wild experience.
And like they can connect to all these animals out there. Like for one day you're riding these kind of massive horse-like creatures. Next day you're flying in the sky on a dragon bird-esque creature, a la Sully. So there's a lot of variety out there, and very like it's a beautiful looking world. If I was an Avatar, a Navi, I think is what they're called, would be pretty sick. As a human, would not want to live there. You're also public enemy number uno. Would not want to be Phoebe's brother out there, just trying to like burn down the mother tree, just being a scum. Like, I hope you wouldn't want to be a villain in this world.
No,
come on, you cannot tell me you'd play both sides, be a mercenary. Like, you want to be a Navi, or you don't want to be in the world. I think.
I might want to be a Navi, like, who has his own group and doesn't want to screw around with like the military and the other, like kind of like the way the Avatar 2, like the Water Tribe, like they stood away from the confrontations with the humans, but they got roped in because of Jake Sully. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
But no, you 100% want to be a Navi. Like, it's unreal, the capabilities you have, unreal. And it looks, as a human, it looks like a really harsh world. Like, Earth is maybe dying. There's not enough resources. They're desperate. They go to Pandora to like get the unobtainium or whatever it's called.
And, does anybody off the top of your head remember how long it takes? Like years. Isn't it years to fly there? Like 3 years?
Cryo sleep? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget.
So, like, I mean, waking out of there, like, imagine that. I feel zonked after waking up for a 30-minute nap.
Yeah. I think the technology is a bit more advanced, though. It's not the same kind of sleep, but I know what you're saying.
Good pick, Zach. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Okay, I have one more. I brought it up earlier. Hunger Games, any appetite in living in that kind of world where it's like 12 districts, every year 2 people going. Like, would you want to be in the Hunger Games?
No.
Would you want to be your tribute?
Absolutely not, because, like, you have to kill to survive or you're dead. Like, when we're talking about, like, the Triwizard Tournament, like, you're not taking someone's life and you don't need to die. Like, the odds in the Hunger Games, you're dead. especially if you're not one of the top 2 districts, like
The careers, I think they're called.
yeah, like you're not training from birth to be a trained killer and then nominating yourself, unless like you're born in those ones and you just like half-ass it your whole life. So you're like, all right, I'm never nominating myself.
Yeah.
All these tryhards can go out and kill whoever they want. I guess there's a way around it
It's
after all.
what, 6 years where you're really living in that stressful era. If you
12 to 18.
12 to 18, yeah. So if you make it out of that alive, then I think the lifestyle is like you have to produce what your district's like specialty is,
Yeah.
like metal, wood,
Mining,
whatever,
yeah.
all those different trades.
Are you tuning in, like cheering, like yeah? Like
I don't think
watching
so.
kids kill
I don't.
themselves?
I wouldn't want
That's
to watch
brutal,
that. To be
yeah.
honest. Hey, you're a sicko if you but that's the entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Like those sick capital fucks. Like that's what they have to look forward to every year.
Betting on kids, like, oh,
Yeah.
this 12-year-old's dead, I'll give
Yeah.
you 10,000 to 1 odds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tempting. Yeah, no, it's messed up.
Like betting
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't wanna
who to
live-
get killed.
yeah.
Those like you have to bet the house to make a bit of money on that. So that's too soon. But
Damn.
yeah.
That's good, Eric. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in that world. I stayed away from any post-apocalyptic like dystopia where it's gone to shit. Like I don't want to live in a miserable world. That's why there'll be no Walking Dead brought up or like Mad Max, like any post-apocalyptic. It's shit. Why would you want to? Some people have a fantasy of that, like yeah. Anyways,
I was gonna say Mad
ahead,
Max. There's no appeal. Like that's just barren
No,
wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible accents. No.
Yeah, I mean sickos just riding on motorcycles and like spiked trucks chasing after you. There's no water. It looks like you're at the mercy of that Jabba the Hutt-esque old man. No thanks. That's
a Morden Joe.
Yeah, there we go. So it's a pass for me for sure. And yeah,
Fair
no, I have
enough,
no
fair
interest
enough.
in wanting to live in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
either. I feel like
no.
people who say they do are just lying and maybe want to sound
Yeah.
cool.
Or hate their lives.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Rick,
yeah.
what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't really like a world, but it kind of is because of how ridiculous this franchise is, and I just like ripped through a couple of these movies, so I feel like it'd be funny to talk about. Like living in the Dom Toretto Fast and Furious world.
So
Whoa.
no,
I mean,
it's not bad. I mean, would
yeah.
you want to be a part of his crew? Like, are
Yeah.
you one of the elites who is making the cut?
Start from the streets and then become the number one like hacker in the world,
Yeah.
a la Ludacris.
Yeah, that's the thing. So in that world, like, where would you find yourself? You think would you be just a street racer? Because that is what commands respect in this world. Is if you win a quarter-mile race, you're the man. Or would you actually want to be in Dom's crew? Or are you just setting up races? Like, what are you, a Luke Hobbs henchman? Where do you see yourself fitting in here?
I'll start it off because I feel like this character had insane potential, but just blundered it by horrible acting. I can't even tell you the guy's name, which is kind of sad, but I'm going DK Drift King out of Tokyo. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That potential is too like it's you're on your own, like you're a legend if you can pull that off.
Yeah.
Instead of being a quarter mile, like Dom's running show here, like all right, no one can beat him. Guy's beating races with a flaming car in Cuba, for God's sakes. In Fast and the Furious number 8, for those of you wondering what I'm talking about. But no, I feel like living out there in like maybe it's too because like it'd be cool to live in like that side of the world,
Yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
that's never most
Bucket
likely
list.
never happening in my life. So just like fantasizing about living there and taking that opportunity and then becoming the man over there and you commanding respect. That'd be my guy that I would take over and do it the right way, so they wouldn't have to use him in these horrible roles after like creating rocket ships for sending people to the moon.
Love that pick. You got an impossible to please uncle though with mafia ties. So that's like there's still some pressure there, but I love the pick. I did not see that coming at all. Matt, do you have somewhere you'd lean? I have a pick, but do you have something?
Who I'd be? No, I can't picture myself as anyone a part of Dom. Like nobody on Dom's crew. I'd be the guy that Dom goes to and like, all right, I need this and this and this for this mission. Like, can you hook me up? I'd be like Kurt Russell, like
Mr.
the
Nobody.
guy that hooks
Okay.
up the crew.
That's a solid gig.
Yeah.
The man behind the mask. Or the man behind
Yeah, I know what
the
you're
man who has power and gets things for people.
Yeah, that's a good.
The
pick,
curtain, the
too.
man behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's good. So I would go with, like, I don't know if I'd even be associated to Dom's crew. It might be in a similar way to the DK thing. I'd want to be a character like Tej Parker in Too Fast, Too Furious, where like I'm organizing races in like a Miami-like setting, like somewhere that's very nice to live in. You're a man of the people, kind of just like setting up these races, skimming a bit off the top, like just robbing people blind, making bets, always rigging the deck in your favor. And you can live a very comfortable and like probably a bit stressful, and like you got people saying, "Oh, you rigged this," or "I got screwed over here." But you're like, "Hey, I'm just the one who organizes things." Like you're the one out there actually racing, so I don't have to be a racer. Also, I think that could be pretty chill, and you get a lot of perks. And he seemed to be living a pretty solid life. Tej was before he turned into the cybertronic hacking life. So yeah, that'd be my pick there for that kind of world.
Yeah, no, that's a sick pick, and
Nice.
honestly, I feel like that was the best Tej Parker. Like,
Yep,
that was the
agreed.
sickest. That was his peak. It all went downhill from there. Like, I don't know how he turned into what he is now. Like, they just had to find a way to
Right.
keep him around. Obviously, you can't just be a street guy and being in these worldwide heists
Yeah.
and bring no value. So, but yes, OG Too Fast Too Furious Tej Parker would be a sick character, if you will, like lifestyle to portray. No, that's a great pick.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay.
Nice.
So unless you guys have anything else off the top, that's kind of like I could see us wrapping up here. But if there's any other universes you guys wanted to delve into, kind of a last call.
No, I feel like I just rapid fired
I'm
quite
good.
a bit there and
Kept us going for a good bit there.
yeah, no. I'm sure once we're gonna be done, we're gonna be like, oh damn, we
Yeah.
could have talked about this or this.
I mean, that's always how it
But,
goes. Out
yeah,
here.
no, absolutely. No, I think I'm good for that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to recommend? I got a couple of things. Matt, I know you've been watching a lot of movies. Do you have any you want to fire off? And Zach, if you have anything too, like you can share them now.
No, not really. I don't have anything. I've been trying to watch as many Stanley Cup playoff games as I possibly can. It's always tough getting those late games in. Can't really say I've been watching much, but waking up and watching highlights every day has been fantastic,
Yeah.
and then catching the games on the weekend. But no, that's it's been a pretty quiet couple of weeks. I don't have that much to recommend or anything really. So I'll let you guys dive into it.
Matt, do you want to
Yeah,
go? Or?
I got a couple things, and the first one will be quick, so I'll just rattle both off. I did watch Monkey Man, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Nice.
What I liked the most about Monkey Man was it's a revenge story, and the stylistic, like the cinematography and the way it was shot, the settings, the final climax showdown was amazing. Slight pacing issues maybe, and some stuff I didn't agree with in the story. But what I really like, this movie's personally like what I love about movies. Revenge movies, violent revenge movies that are like stylistic. Like I thought Dev Patel did a great job writing the movie, directing and acting in it. So Monkey Man, super recommended. Yeah. The next movie is Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. I really, really enjoyed it because this movie would not survive without Ryan Gosling. He's super charismatic, funny. He does what he does in every movie, and it really works for this movie even more so with the voiceover narration. And I know you guys haven't seen it yet, or I know Eric hasn't seen it, but it's really funny and easy to watch, and you're never bored. Same director who did Bullet Train, Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde. He used to be a stunt coordinator, and this movie, Fall Guy, is an homage to stuntmen and stunts. So really easy movie to watch, fun. So Fall Guy, really, really good movie.
Okay, nice. It's definitely one that I had on my radar as well. Like it's in the theater right now. I'm debating if I want to see it in theater or wait for streaming, but I'll try to get out there and catch it on the big screen. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, first of all, so that's awesome to hear. Good stuff, and like that you like Monkey Man. Great movie as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears a bit and actually transition over to. Je vais parler en français pour cette recommandation parce que qu'est-ce que moi je veux recommander, c'est une station de radio que Andy écoutait. Je me souviens pas du nom de la station, mais le show s'appelle Véronique, il est fantastique. So, c'est un podcast que moi je télécharge les émissions sur mon téléphone et ça fait une couple de jours que je les écoute. C'est pas mal drôle, honnêtement. Comme c'est cette femme, Véronique, et elle a 10 différents invités que elle alterne. C'est un groupe de 4 à chaque épisode. Donc, c'est 3 différents invités qui la joignent. Et là, ils ont juste des conversations à propos de comme n'importe quel sujet. Ça pourrait être comme des choses courantes dans les nouvelles ou parler de comme Apple, ils viennent de sortir comme leurs 100 meilleurs albums de tous les temps. Je sais pas si vous avez vu ça. Mais
Ouais, j'ai vu.
ils ont parlé de ça dans l'émission pour comme 15-20 minutes. Plein de différents sujets. Je vais juste dire que moi, comme ça fait souvent que je dis que je veux trouver de quoi écouter en français, soit comme une émission de télévision ou comme un film. Puis ce podcast que j'ai trouvé, comme ça a l'air comme ça avec quelque chose qui va être intéressant pour moi à continuer d'écouter. Puis je vous le recommanderais aussi si vous fouillez pour quelque chose dans cette langue. Parce que certains des mots qu'il utilise, là, comme je les connais même pas, puis ça me pousse à vouloir comme parler plus en français et écouter à des choses en français pour apprendre un peu plus. So, ça, c'est ma recommandation. Véronique, il est fantastique. C'est pas mal drôle, honnêtement.
J'assume que c'est français du Québec, pas comme français de France.
Ouais, français du Québec.
Oh ouais, non, absolument. Comme
Ah, ok.
moi, je travaille avec beaucoup de mes collègues du travail. Ils travaillent à Montréal ou à Québec ou Trois-Rivières. So, tu peux leur dialecte, leur dialecte. Un anglicisme, there you go. La façon qu'ils parlent est complètement différente que nous, so c'est le fun d'entendre comment être capable d'améliorer notre vocabulaire. Non, c'est une très bonne recommandation.
Ouais, va falloir que j'écoute à ça aussi. J'aime. God, you see, I need to practice my French too. Il y a toujours d'autres podcasts que je veux écouter, donc c'est bon ça.
Ouais. Non, je vous le recommanderais.
God, I'm losing my French.
C'est ça, honnêtement. Puis c'est ça qui me fait un peu peur moi-même, comme je parle pas en français tant que ça, right? C'est plus avec comme Andy, Zach, ma mère. Comme c'est pas mal les 3 personnes que je parle le plus avec en français.
Ouais, non, comme moi je suis pas mal chanceux. Comme chaque jour, je parle à mes collègues,
Ah, ok.
comme mes boss, comme tout le monde. Mon travail, comme tout le monde est à Montréal. Et là, il y a moi ici à Ottawa. Ou comme d'autres places dans la province du Québec, ça. Et je dois toujours répondre des appels des personnes comme à Rouyn-Noranda, Val-d'Or. Donc, c'est français, comme, honnêtement, comme 3/4 du temps. Ou même juste, je travaille souvent à Gatineau aussi, ça. Je suis chanceux que ma position me permet de parler souvent en français, mais quand même, j'ai quand même besoin de pratiquer à cause souvent je cherche mes mots. Ou quand je parle des choses très techniques dans mon travail, que comme je suis pas capable de parler quand je peux parler en anglais, qui est pas mal triste à dire. Mais c'est juste à cause ça, c'est d'où mon expérience vient dans un monde professionnel. C'était tout en anglais, ça, là, être capable d'améliorer ça, c'est un gros changement.
Ouais. Mais non, c'est bon pour toi, ça. Je suis content d'entendre que toi, tu as l'opportunité de faire ça. Moi aussi, je pourrais, honnêtement. Je connais du monde qui travaille pas en français, mais on choisit de pas. Puis, comme même, ouais, on va parler un peu en français plus, comme tout de suite, go back to English. So.
Ouais.
Anyway, so, comme j'ai dit, je vous recommanderais ça si vous voulez quelque chose comme à écouter comme en route, au travail ou quelque chose. Moi, c'est ça que je fais cette semaine, puis je trouve ça divertissant, puis intéressant. So, c'est un bon petit switch-up de tous mes podcasts de Barstool que j'écoute tout le temps. So, un peu plus intellectuel, je dirais, que juste écouter à propos des sports là, tout le temps. So.
Ouais, je suis sûr que oui.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Sorry if you don't speak French. I guess you missed out on that one, but podcast recommendation.
Duolingo, hit it up.
Yeah, first time on the pod, switching it up. So, yeah, exactly. All right, so that was my different recommendation. Do you have anything else? I guess like no, Matt. Anything like other movies or anything else in general?
No, I have nothing. I'll save them for next time.
Yeah, it's been a long pod. I already gave up my Game Boy recommendation, Delta app. Download it if you want to go back down memory lane, play some old school games. I'm also reading a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think you read it, Matt, and recommended it back in the day.
Yes.
Really good stuff. I'm very much enjoying reading it. I'm at the 3rd habit right now. It's interesting. Like, there's a lot of stuff I can relate to and see like, okay, like, I do these things, I should try to change my approach in certain situations and change. It helps you like change your way of thinking in certain settings and just in life in general, and gives you perspective on like, okay, I'm maybe too quick to judge in certain instances, and looking inwards on like maybe a big thing I'm taking out of it anyways is like whenever people look to blame their situations on outside factors, more than often there's something that you're responsible for that you can change yourself to improve your situation. Not more than often, always. There's always something you can do to improve your situation. So reframe your way of thinking. Don't blame others for where you're at. Be the change you want to see and be. So anyways, I'm really enjoying it. Great book. So 7 Habits, Highly Effective People. Got it at the library. It's due in a week, so I gotta bear down and finish it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, great pod, fellas. Zach, a lot of fun to have you back on. This might end up becoming a 3-man pod down the line. Who knows? But yeah, a lot of fun to work out on these to just talk about these different worlds. Like I said, Zach, great fun having you on. Any final notes for the listeners?
Yeah, I know it's a blast every time I get to come out here with you guys. I love talking about multiple topics. It's fun to diversify. This was an awesome topic to talk about. I know we just threw it out there, and it really caught wildfire, and it just grew, and it was awesome. Had a great time. Hope everyone's enjoying the nice weather we're having right now. Hope you guys will. And Matt, welcome back to the country. Yeah. So happy to hear you loved your time in England. I know personally I absolutely loved it. I'm hoping I can go back sometime soon. It was not long enough that trip, so no. Again, thanks for having me out, and hopefully I'll be out here soon again.
Yep, well, we'll make that happen for sure. Matt, killed it as per usual. Again, like Zach said, welcome back. It's great to have you back. Any final notes for the listeners?
No, just thank you everybody for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Zach, for coming on the show. You crushed it. I feel like we could have talked for 3-4 hours about this topic because we have such good chemistry together, and we've known each other our whole lives, and we make a great trio. Again, just thank you everybody for listening. Hope you're enjoying summer, like Zach said. And thank you.
Well said, fellas. Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. Stay tuned for episodes dropping every 2 Mondays. Continue to enjoy the summer, the warm weather. And peace.